Cup final time, 2023, Springboks versus the All Blacks. Now the All Blacks and Springboks have met each other 5 times in previous World Cups. The first being in '95 where the Springboks were victorious. Then in 2003 the Springboks and the All Blacks played off for the third place title where the Springboks won. And then the All Blacks have beaten South Africa 3 other times in the quarters, the semis, and the latest being the playoff match in 2019, where South Africa would go on to be the first team to lose the pool game but win the World Cup. And ironically enough, in this year, the Springboks and the All Blacks have both lost the pool game. So both of them will also, whoever wins, will be the second time it's been done. But between the two of them, whoever wins this World Cup will walk out with 4 World Cup victories. Both the All Blacks and South Africa have won 3. South Africa only playing 8 though. But so if we win, we'll have a 50% win rate at World Cups. But this is my own personal team selection. So I think at number 1, Kitshoff. But damn, Ox was good. So yeah, I think Ox, there's a case to be made for him, but I do think he's better off the bench. And then on 3, we'll stick with Frans Malherbe. Even though he didn't have his best day at the office, neither did Bongi with the 2 line-out throws that he missed. But still, I think it's better to start the 3 of them, and then after 40 minutes, put on Ox and Vincent Koch. Then in the second row, Eben and Franco will stick to that. Watch them if they're tired and fatigued, and replace them if need be. Then Sia on captain and open side flank, Pieter Stef de Toy. And finally, and this is a big call, Jasper Wiese, no Dwayne Vermeulen. Dwayne has had an incredible World Cup and he's been absolutely thrashed and smashed. He's actually had the World Cup from hell, considering that I think 2 years ago Rassie said he only had 5 games left in him for the Springboks, and it's already been 15 games later. Then considering the wet weather, I think it's better to go with Faf and Pollard, especially you need a kicker in a final. And so Pollard slotted 10 out of 10 kicks so far in this World Cup, and 2 bangers, 50 meters or more, which at the end won us the England game as well. Then on the centre pairing, De Linde and Kriel, they didn't see much ball in the English game. And then Arendse on the right wing. He impressed and excited a bit. Well, one of these breakthroughs being a few of those instances we had in the wet weather. And then Colby on left wing and Willie Leroux at fullback. And I think that might sound controversial, but I think Willie Leroux plays really well with Pollard. And I also think that Damon Willemse didn't have his best day in the office. The previous game that we played against England, Willemse was brilliant under the high ball.
Back to Smith. Against the hand for Willemse. Good step. Willemse's got Leroux inside him. There's Billy Leroux. Arendse on the right. There goes Arendse. And Arendse has stepped Smith. And Arendse.
And although I think Willemse is brilliant, like I say, this time around he looked out of sorts. He didn't have his best game, but he's not the only one. I mean, the majority of the team didn't. I think the only 2 that probably were extremely stellar was Ox and Vincent Koch. But yeah, on the bench I'll go for Dion Fourie. He can be subbed for Sia or Bongi depending on how the game goes. Ox, Vincent, Jean-Klein, Ergio I think should come on at halftime. Kwagga Smith at loose forward along with Marco van Staden. And then I've left out 23 on purpose because it's difficult for me to think Should we play Willemse or should we play Labok? I don't know, man. That's a tough call to make. But in any ways, the referee is Wayne Barnes. He doesn't have the best history with the All Blacks. Any All Blacks fan probably doesn't want to see Wayne Barnes blowing an All Blacks match. Now, Wayne Barnes has never refereed a game between South Africa and the All Blacks. So to get a bit of perspective for the point that I want to make, we need to look at Australia, Ireland and France and them playing against the All Blacks. So 61 of these games since 2007, Wayne Barnes hasn't refereed. Out of these 61 games, the All Blacks have won 52, lost 7 and drawn 3. Now, out of the 13 games between Australia, Ireland and France, New Zealand have won 7 and lost 6 when Wayne Barnes was the referee. Now, for context, since 2007, the All Blacks and Australia have played each other 50 times. The All Blacks have won 41 and they've lost 6 games against Australia. 3 of these games against Australia, Wayne Barnes was the referee. Now, I'm not saying there's a conspiracy, but I'm sure that if the All Blacks do lose, then they'll probably blame Barnes.